devotional series, we're looking at 5 questions. And in the last session, we looked at the question of, have you ever felt broken? Today, we're asking the question, have you ever felt fragmented and afraid? Fragmented meaning that you're rushing from this to that, from emails to errands and work and home and career and children, and that sense of feeling disconnected and scattered, like your life isn't sort of held together, and afraid that perhaps you can't control the outcome. I have a friend that has struggled with breast cancer, and it's been a long journey because she was first diagnosed when she was in her 30s. She's tried in their best way to deal with it through humor. And I'll never forget hearing the story of when she went in for surgery. And when the surgeon lifted up the gown, he saw little instructions on her chest about where to move what. But I was talking with her on a very particular day. Her cancer had gone into remission, and she was going for an MRI the next day. And I asked her, I said, what is it like not knowing what will happen, because your cancer has been in remission and you have no idea what will happen tomorrow? What is that like? And she took a big sigh, and then she said, I could draw it. So she took out a piece of paper and she began to draw. And what she drew surprised both her and me. She drew a picture of a person on a fence balancing. And I said, well, what is the person doing on the fence? And I said, is that like trying to stay to one side or the other? Oh, no, she said, it's a place of exhilaration and a little bit of fear. I said, exhilaration? She said, well, tomorrow I have no idea what will happen. I may hear I have cancer. I may hear that I don't. But she said, right now, I'm right here on this fence, and it's exhilarating. And then she said, I'm not going to pretend that I don't have cancer. I do. I'm not going to pretend that it's easy, because it isn't. I'm not going to pretend that I'm living in a way that's in complete peace, because I'm not. She said, it's been a very difficult experience. She said, but there is one thing I'm sure of. Whether I'm living or dying, I want to live or die with my eyes wide open. I don't want to pretend. I want to face it exactly as it is, feel it as it is, not borrow from tomorrow or worry about yesterday. I want to be right where I am at the moment. Suddenly I was struck with how much I was worrying about my future, how much I had regretted some of the decisions I had made in the past. And here was this woman facing possible cancer again, saying, no, it's about today. It's about being integrated here. It's about being at peace and rest here. And I don't see that just in people who are older. I see that also in children. I saw it in a child once who was 7 years old, also had cancer. And I went in to see her, and she said, there's a problem. Just, as you can see, she's acting so adult-like. There's a problem. And I said, what is it? She said, I'm worried about my mom and dad. They're so stressed out about me. And she said, I really want you to help them. I said, well, what do you want me to do for them? She said, I don't know. Maybe you could tell them that's not their fault. And it's not the fault of Jesus either, because he didn't do this. It's nobody's fault. And this is where she became most adult-like. And she said, I would just say, tell them that life is hard. That's what I think you should tell them. And see if that can reduce their stress just a little bit. And I looked at that little face and I thought, she's so grown up. She's discovered that there's a place of rest even amidst all this difficulty, even amidst the cancer and her parents who are struggling and the blaming of God and all these things that people do. This child, like my friend, found this place of rest and integration within herself. Have you ever felt fragmented and afraid? Wholeness is about understanding that even amidst all of this fragmentation and fear, there can be rest and integration here. John 14:27 states, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give you the peace that the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid."